Donald Trump was absolutely raging in public over Fox host Jessica Tarlov. Donald Trump posted, "I can't stand Jessica Tarlov of the five, a real loser!" Exclamation point DJT.
Trump just called Jessica Tarlov, a Fox News host, a real loser. Why? Because she honored an immigrant cop killed in a mass shooting and dared to call him a hero. Fox defends Trump through Epstein, fake deals, and everything in between. But one honest sentence from one woman? That broke him. All clips are real, unfortunately. And now hit subscribe before Trump tries to shut this down too.
Donald Trump posted that after Jessica called the immigrant cop who got killed by an American citizen at the mass shooting in Manhattan. She called him a hero, and that led to Donald Trump posting that. That was the segment that then Donald Trump made that post.
So what triggered Trump's latest meltdown? A Fox News host called a fallen immigrant police officer a hero. That's it. Not a policy critique, not a scandal expose. Just one woman, showing basic human decency. And somehow that was too much for the self-proclaimed law and order president.
Jessica Tarlov, that's not out there kissing Trump's ass. Donald Trump has to attack her, a powerful female, crushing it on the Fox. Shout out Jessica Tarlov right there. And despite state regime media, aka Fox, doing everything it can to cover up for Donald Trump's Epstein connections and to try to cover up for Donald Trump's disastrous trade war against the world and to act even more embarrassing than Kim Jong-un's media.
Fox defends Trump through Epstein, trade wars, and pure embarrassment. But Jessica Tarlov didn't play the game. She spoke her mind. And in the Fox universe, that's the real scandal. One honest sentence, and suddenly, Trump's online calling her a loser. Because truth, in that bubble, is the real threat. If that meltdown shocked you, don't blink. Because what Fox says next, it makes loser look like a love letter.
Knows how weak the Europeans are, and he squeezed $1 trillion out of them. Trump's imposing his will on the world and making other countries invest here after decades of American companies investing over there. Obama said this was impossible, that you couldn't just wave a magic wand. Trump didn't wave a wand. He waved a 6-iron.
So humiliating. By the way, the European Union says the agreement's not binding. They cannot guarantee $600 billion.
This isn't news. It's fan fiction with a press badge. When a golf swing becomes foreign policy, you're not informing the public. You're LARPing in a MAGA fantasy. So humiliating, not just for the absurdity, but because they said it on national TV, with a straight face. Fox isn't just rewriting facts, they're rewriting dignity.
The European Union says the agreement's not binding. They cannot guarantee $600 billion of investments into the United States. It's yet another one of Donald Trump's fake deals. And here Jesse Waters says, there's no recession, inflation never spiked, most companies are eating the tariffs, there's no inflation, everything is great right now, everything is wonderful. No, it's not. There's literally inflation rising right now. Things are more expensive right now.
Turns out that $1 trillion deal, not even binding. But don't worry, Fox says there's no recession, no inflation, and tariffs are just polite suggestions companies happily absorb. This isn't reporting, it's denial in HD.
Remember how they said Trump was a taco president, aka Trump always chickens out? Well, the world chickened out. Europe called him daddy, and daddy just gave him a spanking. And now they're worried about daddy's mood swings.
Why you're in a bad mood? Was it a bad morning of golf, or why you're not in a good mood?
No, the golf was beautiful.
Somewhere along the way, Fox stopped covering politics and started pitching a sitcom where Daddy Trump runs the world with a golf club and mood swings. And this aired with zero irony. At this point, it's hard to tell if Fox is covering a president or writing fan mail with camera crews.
The only thing that would make it worse is if somebody changed the lyrics to a song by his beloved Village People to drive it home.
Taco, taco man. I want to be a taco man. Taco, taco man. Chaco.
Hey, he wanted to be a macho man. We got Taco Man instead. This could be the new YMCA. They can play it at rallies. You can do TACO. Right?
When the propaganda starts sounding like parody, and the parody starts sounding like campaign ads, you know we've crossed into uncharted territory. Welcome to Taco Man America.
So with Daddy, they call him Dad. What's up with Fox and calling Trump Daddy? It's very strange, very cultish behavior.
When a cable news network starts whispering Daddy on air, you don't need a fact checker, you need a therapist. But Fox isn't done yet, because in this universe, politics isn't about policy anymore. It's about protein shakes, golf swings, and proving who's the real man. You thought Daddy was weird? Wait till politics becomes a locker room sketch. Stick around. It only gets more fragile from here.
Anyway, to try to distract from that, you know, Jesse Waters and Fox, they just try to make a mockery of politics in general so that it's all just like weird and is all viewed as like a weirdo thing versus like people need help right now. People are struggling right now. People are having trouble putting food on the table. People are living paycheck to paycheck. People are losing their health care. People are getting laid off. People can't afford things right now. People can't afford homes. But this is what they're talking about on Fox.
While families are skipping meals to pay rent, Fox is breaking news on Trump's dad strength and emotional golf days. It's not politics anymore. It's pageantry. And the cost of this performance? Real people, struggling in silence, while the cameras chase masculinity.
The border, government spending. So Trump is politically jacked. And that's what Swalwell doesn't understand. People respect you for doing things that are hard and lifting things that are heavy. Trump has real strength. Swalwell is trying to look strong. And that's the difference. Trump golfs. He has dad strength, though. You know dad strength? He doesn't look like he's in shape, but when he grabs you, one time my father grabbed me and I was like, oh my God, this guy's stronger than I am.
Were you 8?
And I was like 18.
This is what passes for political analysis now. Golf, gripping strength, and a flashback to your dad grabbing your arm in 2004. When masculinity becomes the metric, facts get benched and feelings lift the narrative. Heavy lifting? Maybe. Just not for the people who need help.
Europe called him daddy, and daddy just gave him a spanking. And now they're worried about daddy's mood swings. Daddy hates leaks in the house. The question is, who's daddy going to negotiate with? So did daddy do it or did daddy do it? Trump is politically jacked. Trump golfs. He has dad strength, though. You know dad strength? Unblemished record of heterosexuality. He looks good. I think he's fine. I don't need to know what pills he's taking or what he's not taking. He looks great. Hoax alert, new hoax alert. Woo, woo.
Somewhere between dad strength, mood swings, and he looks great, we stopped talking about presidents and started reviewing boyfriends. This isn't commentary. It's a crush in a suit pretending to be serious news.
And really all they need to do is just be yourself. How about you just start with being honest? But the Democrat Party hasn't been honest with the American people for at least 8 years, right? I mean, we can go back to Obama drumming up this whole Russia escapade against President Trump. And I would say it probably goes back much farther than that.
When the flexing stops working, they pivot to finger pointing. Just be honest, they say, right before blaming Obama, Russia, and a ghost from 8 years ago. Because in this world, truth isn't a goal. It's just something to outrun.
I'm not in the mood right now. Another random commented on my Instagram that you're on the Epstein list.
The Epstein list? Are we still talking about that?
Well, are you on the list or not? It's weird that whenever it comes up, you just tell everyone to relax.
I'm not telling everyone to relax. Relax, yeah?
When someone's asked, "Are you on the Epstein list?" and their answer is, "Relax," that's not a denial, that's a punchline. And the moment primetime news delivers punchlines instead of truth, we stop processing damage as real and start laughing at the wreckage. When power starts playing dress up, politics becomes performance. But what happens when the performance laughs back? Trump spent years turning the presidency into a punchline, then got mad when the punchline came from someone else. If you think that was petty, wait till you see who Trump tries to cancel next.
Donald Trump posted, I absolutely love that Colbert got fired. His talent was even less than his rating. How dare you, sir? Would an untalented man be able to compose the following satirical witticism? Go yourself.
Trump didn't just take offense. He took credit, then cheered from the sidelines like he wrote the pink slip himself. And Colbert? He didn't flinch. He responded the only way comedians know how, with a joke too sharp for anyone insecure to handle.
Donald Trump raged and said, everybody's saying that I was solely responsible for firing Stephen Colbert from CBS Late Night. That is not true. The reason he was fired was a pure lack of talent and the fact that this deficiency was costing CBS $50 million a year in losses, and it was only going to get worse. Next up will be an even less talented Jimmy Kimmel and then a weak and very insecure Jimmy Fallon.
This isn't a president ignoring comedians. It's a president trying to program late night from his phone. First Colbert, then Kimmel, then Fallon. Trump's not offended. He's casting a reboot where no one's allowed to punch up, especially at him. Who's next on Trump's late night hit list? Drop your predictions below. Bonus points if it rhymes.
No, I mean, Colbert renegotiated his contract in 2023, and then you and your FCC bullied CBS into a settlement with you, and you're using the federal government to attack comedians, and it's utterly freaking pathetic.
Turns out it wasn't just a tweet. Trump didn't like the joke, so he brought the FCC. When comedy hits too close to home, authoritarianism suddenly feels justified.
On the gun control front, what Kathy Hochul is talking about is the fact that when we did have an assault weapons ban from 1994 to 2004, we saw a decrease in mass shootings in this country. 70% less likely to happen. And then when the ban sunsetted, it spiked back up. That's what she's talking about. And you say, this is a crazy person, this isn't the norm.
But it's not just jokes Trump can't handle. Sometimes it's facts. Plain, boring, uncomfortable facts, like banning assault weapons once reduced mass shootings by 70%. Jessica Tarlov didn't shout it. She simply said it. And somehow, that hit harder than any punchline.
Time would wish him a happy birthday, but we have rules here. Men don't wish men happy birthdays. Men should never cross their legs. What kind of man takes a bubble bath? Stephen Miller, should grown men be taking bubble baths? Men don't wish other men happy birthday. What do you notice? Doug's breaking the rules. He's leaning in, like Barack leans into Michelle. Men should never lean. What kind of husband goes grocery shopping with his wife? This guy, Tampon, lets his wife order for him at dinner. Men should not move this way. It's not the way we move. But
while Jessica Tarlov was talking about saving lives, Fox was busy rewriting the masculinity manual. No birthday wishes, no bubble baths, and definitely no leaning. Because in their world, gun reform is too emotional. But a man ordering dinner with his wife? Now that's a threat.
Jessica Tisch continues to impress at an astounding level to me. I thought Mayor Adams was also good yesterday, but as we are on the precipice of another election, I can't help but say again, I wish that Jessica Tisch had felt that she was ready right now.
While the camera zoomed in on leg positions and steak orders, Jessica Tarlov was still talking about leadership, integrity, and the weight of public service. And maybe that's what rattled them most, because she wasn't loud, she was steady, and steady in this world is dangerous.
But if you stopped this one, we'd have 4 people that were alive today who certainly deserve to. And I don't see why that it's a bad thing to do that. Also on the CNN commentator point where he said, maybe he's a white guy. I saw all over social media that the perpetrator was of Middle Eastern descent, and people were jumping to that before we found out that actually it wasn't the case at all. He's an American, half black, half Japanese.
And just like that, the jokes stopped. Because behind all the macho posturing, the censorship crusades, and the endless daddy metaphors, 4 people died. They didn't need a stronger president. They needed a system that listens before it reacts. And maybe, leaders who check facts before checking skin color. While the cameras chased comedy and chaos, Trump's EPA was quietly rewriting the air we breathe. Stay with us. This part isn't loud, but it could kill you slower.
One of the most dangerous moves coming out of the Trump administration right now, and no, this one's not getting enough attention. Trump's Environmental Protection Agency, now headed by far-right former Congressman Lee Zeldin, is preparing to eliminate the endangerment finding, and it's a cornerstone of U.S. climate action.
It didn't come with a tweet, or a nickname, or a press conference, just a quiet policy move, buried under the noise, and it targets the very document that lets America fight climate change. Lee Zeldin isn't waving a golf club, he's holding a pen, and this time, the damage could last for decades.
That is the 2009 scientific determination that greenhouse gases endanger public health and welfare. Without that, the legal foundation for regulating emissions, it's gone. That's right, they are claiming that greenhouse gases don't endanger people, and they are using that lie to destroy regulations that protect people and the climate.
This isn't just red tape. It's the scientific backbone that lets us say, this air is dangerous. That factory needs regulation. Without it, polluters don't get punished, they get permission.
You know what I call it? An attempt to gut the very framework that allows the government to fight the climate crisis.
This isn't policy reform. It's demolition strategic, quiet, and irreversible.
The International Court of Justice issued a unanimous opinion stating that countries have a legal duty under international law to protect the environment from man-made greenhouse gas emissions.
As Trump's EPA dismantles from within, the rest of the world is locking arms, from The Hague to the Himalayas. The International Court of Justice just ruled, protecting the planet isn't optional, it's a legal duty.
The rest of the world is moving forward, while Trump's America is sprinting backwards. Zeldin claims it's about lowering costs for families, but the ICJ put it plainly. A clean environment is a prerequisite for basic human rights, like the right to health, life, and access to water and food. What we're seeing is a full-scale dismantling of science, diplomacy, and public health, and it's not just the climate on the line, it's America's standing in the world too.
This isn't just climate policy on the chopping block. It's science, it's diplomacy, it's public health. And piece by piece, America's credibility is being peeled off like paint from a neglected wall. Because when a nation stops protecting its own air, what else is it willing to give up?
While 130 nations backed a call for global climate accountability, Trump is leaving the US isolated, clinging to fossil-fueled fantasies while the planet burns. This isn't policy. It's sabotage, and we can't afford to be quiet about it. So do this right now.
130 nations are marching forward. Trump's America is clinging to coal like it's 1953. This isn't policy. It's sabotage in a suit, and silence is complicity.
But this idea that Donald Trump adheres to deadlines is absolutely ludicrous. The man promised us a healthcare plan over 450 weeks ago. It has been infrastructure week since I was born. Russia's sanctions are supposed to be coming in 2 weeks. A tax plan. 2 weeks is meaningless. Jesse might be right. It may happen tomorrow. It may happen in 2 weeks. It may happen in a year. I don't know. But they're going to have to deal with the fact that there is a contrast within the intel community right now. Caroline Levitt from the podium is essentially parroting Israel or Mossad's assessment of the risk from Iran, saying that this could be a couple of weeks. Our intel community is saying that
by the end of the montage, 2 weeks sounded less like a deadline and more like a lullaby. Trade wars, diplomatic standoffs, a healthcare plan from 2020, all scheduled for that mythical window. Jimmy didn't exaggerate, he just pressed rewind, over and over again. And while Trump repeated the promise, inflation climbed, markets shook, and global trust slipped away. For a man known for branding, this one stuck 2 weeks at a time.
Now, as we all know, Donald Trump doesn't like being mocked, but unfortunately for him, he's not very smart. So he gets mocked quite a lot. Basically, Trump is always the butt of the joke.
That they're living in their Mar-a-Lago, MAGA, Fox world and picking culture wars and dividing and, yeah, we're going to get the National Guard to go after the migrants. Texas has one of the largest migrant workforces that's fueling the economy in there, and you're going to send your own National Guard against your own people so that you look tough. And
while families are crushed by inflation, layoffs, and medical bills, Fox and Trump offer dad's strength, golf swings, and culture wars. This isn't news. It's a reality show, scripted to distract you from your empty fridge. Politics was meant to serve the people. They turned it into fan fiction. When truth becomes entertainment and leaders become influencers, we don't get better politics, we get better lies. What Fox and Trump are building isn't a movement. It's a mirage, and the more real your struggles become, the louder they shout about fake wars. Real leadership doesn't flex in front of cameras. It listens behind closed doors. Real patriotism isn't shouting "Daddy" on TV. It's feeding families, healing pain, and facing facts. If your leaders have to lie to keep your love, maybe it's time to love the truth more. This video contains public commentary, satire, and news analysis protected under fair use and First Amendment rights. All clips used are for educational and commentary purposes. No copyright infringement intended. If you're still here, you're part of the 1% who actually think. Subscribe, like, and drop your thoughts below. Let's bring truth back, one laugh at a time.